Today we're going to talk about the most expensive way to get remote access into your Home Assistant system. I've got a little bit of experience on this. I have been in charge of the IT department, and in the past I asked my network manager to specify the most expensive, and he suggested that you should be using unicorn poo covered fibre cable, and that would be more expensive than we're paying at present. So I found on RS Components multi-mode fibre, so that's about £500, okay, for 100 metres. I then found this document. So what we need to know, in the UK the most expensive place for broadband is Scotland, so I'm going to have to move to Scotland to get the most expensive connection to Home Assistant. I've also found this in strictest confidence document from BT that says lots of exciting things but hasn't got a price, but it looks really expensive, and you have to get a 12 months lease. And then to kind of top it off, I found the sparkly unicorn poo, which we probably need to coat the cables. So doing a bit quick of math, we've got £500 plus I've worked it out, and 100 metres is about 400 packets of unicorn poo, so that's 1900 plus plus the 500 for the, oh, not 5,000 for the cable. So we're looking at, oh, it's not worked it out, we're looking at according to this, 19,824,750 pounds for the connection. So I think that's a little bit over my budget, so we'll look at the second most expensive way of looking at getting your remote access to work, which is Nabu Casa. So Nabu Casa is a service provided by Home Assistant, and today I'm going to cover getting in and setting up Nabu Casa and getting your remote access sorted. It's got lots of extras, but it's too much for one video, so I'll cover the extras in a second video. So today we're going to cover setting up Nabu Casa and accessing it. So let's roll the credits. So let's install Home Assistant Remote. So settings, Home Assistant Cloud, start your free trial, create an account, that'll do, and I'm going to put a new password in that's going to be I'm going to put a new password in, which I've sorted out over here, and start trial. Okay, so it's created the account. I now need to sign in, and I've still got the password in the buffer, so I'm going to sign in. It wants me to confirm my email. So I got a email through saying welcome me to Nabu Casa from Paulus, who is the founder of Nabu Casa and Home Assistant. If I go back to the account page, and I've got a remote address to go to, and that's my remote connection to my Home Assistant all secure. As you can see, it's got an HTTP address. Let's just zoom in a bit so you can see that properly. So as I said, I've got a remote connection which is here, which I've now shared with all of you, which makes it not quite so secure. It says not connected at present. The reason being is I need to restart Home Assistant, so let's do that. Let's go here and go Developer Tools, restart Home Assistant. So now it's restarted again. If I go into Assistants, Home Assistant Cloud, so I have my remote access set up. I'll change over to the phone because that's where you'll normally access remote access. So setting up Home Assistant Cloud on a phone is really easy if you've got the companion app installed. If you look up above, there'll be a link to installing the companion app. You go into Home Assistant. You need to connect, so you either need to be local or use a different method to get remote access. What you then do is you go down to Settings and scroll down to your companion app menu item. Pick your phone or server, and then Home Assistant URL. Tap on there, and you've got a button where you can change to use Home Assistant Cloud. And that is all you need to do. Simple, easy, and it just works. Some things I should point out. You can enable and disable remote access with this kind of slider here. So if you were really worried about your security, you could switch it off when you were home, and you could probably do automations that when you're home remote access isn't allowed, and when you're away it switches it back on again if you were worried about the security. But it's a secure system anyway. But if it's on the internet, it's not secure. You also have this option in here where what you can do is, even though it's disconnected, what you can do is, if you access the Nabu Casa page, so you log on to Nabu Casa remotely, you're able to switch remote access on. So again, it's an added security thing. So you can leave it on, or switch it off and then connect up remotely by going into Nabu Casa and say switch on the access. So it means you could leave it off all the time if you wanted to. If you're worried about security, it's possible. Am I that worried about security? Not really. We're dealing with the Home Assistant guys who are security experts. They're protecting you all the time. Unless you do something stupid like allow your access to be shown on the internet in videos, then it's going to be really hard for anybody else to access it. Okay, that's it for today. If you could like and subscribe, that would be great. There'll be a follow-up video on this that shows you why you should definitely get Nabu Casa. If that's not convinced you how easy it is, it goes on. So I'll see you on the next one.